Good evening. My name is Joan McSween, and I'm speaking with you today from the Winter Garden Library. It is Thursday, December the 13th, 2012. May I ask your name, please?
Ruth MInor.
Good afternoon, Mrs. MInor. Would you tell us, please, how it is that you came to be in Winter Garden?
Yes, I came because of two families that brought me to Winter Garden. One was the MInor family. Big family. They had been here 2 or 3 generations by the time I came to Winter Garden. And the other family was the McIntyre family. They came also from Georgia. There were 5 girls. The father always wanted a boy. He didn't get one. So he put a boy's name in every girl's name. There was Mattie Hugh, Nanny Lou, Johnny, Eddie Lee, and Annie Will. So they played a part in my coming to Winter Garden. When, about in 1944, my father married Eddie Lee. Well, Eddie Lee's sister married into the MInor family. So that put me into the MInor family. Winter Garden was advertised as a place that you could have a garden in the winter, as the name implies. So they all came here to plant orange groves. That was the big attraction to Winter Garden, was all these families came here and they planted orange groves, and they made their fortune with the orange groves. Nanny Lou MInor married Tell MInor. They had one son, Miles MInor. And when I would come over to visit my father and Eddie Lee, I would meet Miles. And over the years, we started dating, and then we married in 1950. Many of my memories are of the strong role that women played in the West Orange County area. My aunt, or my husband's aunt, was Mattie Hugh Farmer, and she was the school teacher at Gotha at the one-room schoolhouse when she was about 18 years old. She taught every class. She built a fire in the wintertime in the potbelly stove. She fixed their lunch, and she taught them. If the children didn't have school clothes or shoes, she would ask the parents, "What can you do to help?" And that one lady said, "I can paint pictures." And she said, "Well, you paint pictures and bring them to me." So she did, and Mattie Hugh kept those pictures, and she bought the school clothes and shoes for the children. If the man said, "Well, I have extra vegetables in my garden," then she would trade them for whatever the child needed. During the summertime, she would go to college at Gainesville to study law. And in 1941, when war was declared, the next year, in 1942, she was called by the governor of the state of Florida, Spencer Holland, and he asked her if she would be the juvenile judge, take the expired term. The juvenile judge was called into the service, so he had to go into the Army in 1942. So Mattie Hugh was called in 1942 to be the juvenile judge. There had never been a female juvenile judge in Florida. So Spencer Holland asked her, so she finished out the term. And some people objected to a woman judge. Well, in 2 years, it came for election. And so there were some men that were qualified, and they said, "We'll run against you." Well, she ran for the election. She won, and that was in 1944. She remained the judge for over 35 years, and she was very good. She helped with her friend start a boys' school in Palatka, was a champion for all children. She was instrumental with her friend Homer Rodeheaver starting a school for boys in Palatka, Florida. And that was for not criminal boys, but children that were abused or unwanted. So that was a good thing, and it's still there as far as I know. back when times were good in Winter Garden, the big thing was the orange groves and packet houses. There was, when I was a new bride, I went to work for R.D. Keene. He had a packing house and he had a Tennessee Walker horses. But there were packing houses all in the area. There was Battaglia, Heller Brothers, R.D. Keene Exchange, Indian River, South Lake, Fuller's Cross, and I'm sure many more. But that was fine over the years. The growers made a lot of money, and that